What's up, everyone, and welcome back to UA Anime Club, the weekly podcast where we discuss the newest season of My Hero Academia as it comes out week to week. I'm your host, Seth, and as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Poyo and Micah. Say hi, you guys.
Hey! Johnny?
Tony?
Johnny?
I got caught off guard. I was like, huh? I don't know why. What a nice start to the episode, guys. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, yeah, that's Poyo and fuckface. Today's episode is special. Not just because we're talking about 2 episodes this week. It's because we're joined by a special guest. For our Sonic followers listening in, you know him as the founder of, or one of the founders, of the IDW and Archie Sonic comic dub channel, Adrenaline Dubs, where he plays a variety of characters from Shadow the Hedgehog, Vector the Crocodile, I think Cubot as well. You might know him from our good buddy Boostifer's stop motion show Sonic Onslaught as the voice of Master Hand. And I just recently learned this. You played a voice in this indie game called Starport Delta.
Wow.
He's a voice actor. He's a graphic designer. He's a writer, and he's an MHA fan. Introducing our friend TrevZed.
Well, look at you gassing me up. Okay.
God damn.
Yeah.
Making me sound all professional. Hello, people.
Only the best for anime club members.
Yes, I feel very welcome. It's the school club I never got to be in.
Yeah. Not every anime club is as cool as ours.
It's true. It's true.
Mine's had a weird incident where someone played hentai in the class. I was not there.
Oh!
I feel like that might be a common problem that anime clubs have. I don't know. That never happened to me, but I can feel it. Like
Not the loser boy.
I can change that. Anyway,
we got some content to talk about, but first, I have a little special announcement. I want to try something new with the show. So stick around to the very end of the episode, because at the end of the episode, I'm going to give you, the audience, a keyword, and that keyword I want you to put it in a comment, and then say whatever comment you want about your thoughts on the episode, your thoughts on MHA, whatever. And with that keyword, we're gonna search it up and we're gonna select randomly a comment to read on the next episode. Mm-hmm. So we'll give you the keyword at the end. So you got to stick around. You got to listen to the podcast, figure out what it is.
Making the people fucking watch the entire video.
Let's go.
And you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know where the keyword is. So yeah, I'm gonna say the keyword. Leave it in a comment, and at the top, and then indent at the top of your comment, and then indent whatever you want to say, and we'll read that selected randomly at the beginning of the next episode.
Yep.
But yeah, with that out of the way, I guess we can recap episode 117, which was Inheritance. That was the one where they're fighting the Nomu, and then Shigaraki awakens, and then it cuts away. That's kind of everything that happened. We called it the best episode of MHA.
Yeah.
Last episode. But
so.
I'm here to update you that might not be the case.
That
might not be the case.
Because now we're actually going to talk about 2 episodes, as I said earlier. Episode 118, The Thrill of Destruction, and episode 119, Encounter Part 2. So I guess what we're going to do here is I'm going to summarize episode 118. We're going to give our thoughts. Then after that, we're going to summarize 119, give our thoughts. Bada bing, bada boom. So
yeah.
Episode 118, it starts off, and we're catching up with Team Endeavor, and they're fighting the high-end Nomus at the hospital still. As we know, Mirko destroyed the container that Shigaraki was held in, and President Mike takes the doctor into custody, and Mike is like, yo, Exless, he's the hero with the blue costume and the red cape. Watch over Shigaraki, we'll be back. Big mistake. As Exless is he's by Shigaraki, and he notices a machine, and he's like, oh, that's weird, it's still running even though everything was destroyed. I'll blow it up. He blows it up, and one of the cables touches the water that Shigaraki is in, and he jolts awake. We cut back to Endeavor. He's fighting the female Nomu, and she's like dodging all of his like attacks. Like this really well animated scene, and she's dodging all of his attacks. She's about to fucking launch herself right at Endeavor, but Gran Torino comes in for the save. We cut back to Exless, and Shigaraki is getting up, and he's like, "I'm cold." So he looks over to Exless, and Exless is like freaking out. He's about to shoot him. He grabs him by the face, and like you see like the laser like kind of like go through like his fingers before fizzling out, and then he just crumbles to dust. And Shigaraki only leaves his red cape, and he puts it on.
Yeah, you take this from
Drip stolen.
Drip stolen. He needed a blankie. But after that, we go back to Tokoyami and gang, and Tokoyami is able to he's sees the battle that Hawks is in like the distance, and he like gets out of Fat Gum's fat, which Fat Gum comments like, "Yo, that's never happened before."
Yeah, that's fucking hard to do.
That means that kid's like really. That implies like Tokoyami is like really strong.
Bird built different.
Bird different.
And yeah, so he kind of runs back to the Hawks and Dobby's little confrontation, and Hawks is getting just obliterated. His entire back is like burnt off. He can no longer use his wings. And you know, they managed to escape all because the ice villain from the Liberation Army, Geten, they like shoot a giant wall of ice to kind of like attack the heroes, and like they use that as a way to like escape. And Dobby, like, he gets up and he's like, well, you know what? I guess I'll start early. What does that mean? We go back to the basement, and all of the villains are like, Gigantomachia he's up now. We see Gigantomachia, he smells his master. And then the city begins to crumble to dust. And the heroes start like running away, and like not all of them make it. Like Aizawa,
some of them die.
Aizawa, he tries to attach himself to the dragon hero. I forgot her name, but the dragon hero and one of the Nomu grabs him by the leg as like the decay wave is like destroying everything, and they like the arm gets chopped off, and Aizawa looks over, and it's Crust who's been kind of the goat these past few episodes, just giving the thumbs up as he decays away.
With a very unfortunate hero name.
Yeah.
Bro turned into Crust.
I just noticed.
Man planned for this.
Shigaraki, he stops his attack, and he looks over to the machine that Exless blew up, and he opens it up, and he sees that it was a container full of Quark erasing bullet copies, and most of them got destroyed, but a couple of them were salvaged. So he took a couple of them, and then he calls Gigantomachia on his iPhone that was charging next to his
I was like, whose fucking phone is that?
He's got Discord open, you know.
I love how even though like he's like the all powerful like villain of the arc, and like he's in a creepy underground like science lab, he still has his like iPhone 6 charging.
You telling me President Mike blew up a whole ass capsule of Shigaraki inside of it, and yet this phone is completely undamaged?
That case is really sturdy.
It's a really good case. But yeah, he picks up the phone and he calls Gigantomachia on his little radio, and he's like, it's time to begin. And Gigantomachia roars into the sky, and that's where 118 ends.
Get on Discord, kid.
Not Gigantomachia being Shiggy's Discord.
My sweet little dependable.
But yeah, I've talked enough.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Crazy episode. Crazy episode. I guess I'll start off by saying, like, first of all, I'm just kind of reiterating shit we said before. I'm so fucking happy that this series, this season so far, has been visually consistent because, like, there's
Yeah.
so many good cuts in this episode, and I'm so glad that the show looks good consistently now. Like, I'm not saying, it's always looked bad. I'm just like, it just makes me so happy.
After last season, like, we needed Studio Bones to remind us, like, the name that they hold in this community after so many iconic series are animated by them with just a little blunder last
sure.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, man, MVA, that stings, and it still stings.
It still
just how they
stings,
adapted.
dude.
They actively spit on my face and kicked me on the side of the road last season when it comes to MVA. But now, with episodes like this, and the one we're going to be talking about following in the later one, it feels like an apology. And
Yeah,
I
they're
accept
like,
their
okay.
apology.
That's personal too. It feels like it's apologizing to me.
Yeah.
We're so sorry, Seth. We're so sorry, Zed. We're so sorry.
I can say that MHA, at least with Bones, is back for sure.
My Hero Academia is back.
100%.
Yeah, it's good. It's that good.
You can say that you've been enjoying season 6 and not have to defend yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like, no, guys, hear me out.
Oh, it's
No,
actually
trust me,
good.
the manga is like really good. I mean, like the anime version's like, yeah, no, it's not like that.
It's not like that
Like,
anymore. You don't have to do that shit. Yeah.
I think maybe looking back on season 5, if you binged it, it might be better. I haven't
Maybe.
watched it in a long time.
Week to
Yeah.
week, it was kind of just like,
It was
It was
really
tough.
I
hard.
went back and binged it, and it just kind of reminded me of the hole that it left behind.
man.
But I know other people, the anime onlys, without, the ignorant as they are, sweet little innocent children, they didn't find it too bad. So, it's really just our perspective.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
it
all that
is.
matters? Question mark.
I mean, the
It's
thing
true.
about it is that I'm not opposed to changes in the anime. I don't think change is bad. I just think that in terms of the story, the narrative that's trying to tell, if you leave out crucial parts of it, that's bad. Like, that's just bad.
If you cut out panels and draw over them with crayon, then it's not necessarily an improvement.
Also, I'm going crazy because, like, well, obviously, like, this is a very Shiggy focused, like, part of the show, and just it's getting kind of wild. It's getting kind of wild. I don't know how else to say it.
The very build up of this character, I've
Yeah.
mentioned it many times in private, of this brilliant evolution from this random whack job villain C-lister in season 1 to the point where now the transcendent voice of One for All is like a man freed from the shackles of humanity has arrived. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, he's
a
like
god.
He's like quite literally the devil. Like
Yeah.
From the Bible.
from the Bible.
I know you
He's-
want to try and
he's-
defeat me with the power of friendship, but I'm quite literally the devil. From
He's literally the king of evil, like rightful king.
The symbol of fear could not be a more fitting title for this boy.
Oh yeah.
I love that you bring up the fact that, like, because the thing about Shigaraki and, like, honestly the other villains from the start, they didn't really have, like, that much going on with them. They were just kind of like, we're evil and, like, some other stuff. But, like, quite literally, I'm, like you said, just seeing a character like that evolve into something so fucking honestly terrifying. Literally
Yeah.
the whole time I was just like, the fact that he's able to just do any of this is, like, so scary.
He's
Dude,
an
when
unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Sorry?
As we saw here, like, see, what I love about the League of Villains in comparison to so many other groups of anime bad guys, like the Akatsuki or whatever the Bleach one was, is usually they're just like, they're already at the peak of their power. They're sitting in their throne waiting for the good guy to show up. These guys are a bunch of loser dweebs who are just following.
And they're poor, they're bums.
Yeah, they're poor, they're bums. One place league. Like, everything is just, falling apart for them. But we see them grow and they learn from every loss. And this
Yeah.
season, more than ever, is
Also,
showing that.
just seeing like the hero, like this is a moment where the heroes are like they do not have the upper hand anymore.
Not at
Like
all.
pro heroes are getting killed off. All the like the you know the top guys, they're like low-key trying to figure out what the fuck to do because like nothing like this has ever happened before. Also, these fucking shots of the city crumbling is so fucking scary.
They
This
did
dude, 75%, and he did this.
the adaptation of the city crumbling. I was curious how they would do that. They did excellent. It looks
Yeah.
great.
The
Mhm.
3D CG team at Bones.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out
They've
to
been
y'all.
doing it.
I remember
It's been
watching this episode because I did watch it last week, just
Me
kind
too.
of be caught up. But I remember watching the scene, and I'm a manga reader. I know what happens.
Mhm.
Deku's not going to die, but I was like, "Oh, Deku's
However-
gonna die." Is
No,
Deku
literally,
alive?
like the whole time I was just like, like I was just like, no,
See,
no.
The
I
added
felt it.
bit of Air Force like not working, like just
Yeah.
breaking, it makes it look so pathetic, and it's so
Yeah.
like scary to see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God
it
damn.
it also kind of like it makes me think that because we've seen Deku, we've seen him like work super hard to get to 45% of his own like maximum power, 6 fucking seasons worth of training and
Mhm.
trials and errors. And then we get Shigaraki, who of course he had his like awakening moment in MVA, but now him at his peak power was just like, oh, I was in a tube for like a
I
few
was in it
months.
too.
Yeah.
Like, and now he's like flying around. Now he's like fucking just. He's like God. Like he's going crazy. Also,
but-
two things about Deku. First of all, I'm tired of seeing y'all keep calling him weak. We're past that. Stop.
No, he's doing like that. This is one of his strongest moves. That's why seeing this is so scary, because we
Yeah.
know this man can body. Like Overhaul got wrecked by this boy.
Also, Shigaraki dissing on Overhaul again. Like, come on.
What a dick! It's so funny. Like, no, he wouldn't be happy to see this.
Second of all, poor Deku, bro, because like just reminding us, like, oh yeah, by the way, you got like all these fucking like, your predecessors in your head, and you have to
Oh,
deal
yeah.
with this.
Like he's got his eyes locked on you. But for as much as Deku has grown with every encounter, the brilliant thing with Shigaraki grew just as much.
Yeah.
When he fought Stain, Shiggy learned conviction from Stain. When Deku fought Overhaul, he learned leadership from Overhaul. It's like so they're just neck and neck here. But the only upper hand was Shiggy's awakening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To add to that, when Shigaraki fought Redestro, he gained an army.
Yes. He learned, like, embodied that spirit of freedom and liberation. In
It's
its
really
purest form.
It's really weird seeing a like a antagonist character, like a villain character, still like have a positive character arc, but still be evil.
He goes through the hero's journey in MVA and
Yeah.
overcomes that struggle. One
Yeah.
of my favorite like parallels between the two is that Deku fights Overhaul, where Overhaul is a quirk that destroys whatever it touches and reconstructs it, almost like a beta decay. And Shiggy fights Redestro, a guy who gets stronger in increments of percentage. And bulks up his muscles, just like Deku does.
Yeah. Also, I have read the manga too. I won't say too much, but like, please keep an eye out on the way that they do parallel like Shigaraki and Deku, because like,
It's so
like
good.
you said,
He is just as much he's obviously the main villain, but he's just as much the anime rival archetype as well.
The deuteragonist as much as Bakugo.
Yeah, that is true.
I love the moment when I was first watching this episode like by myself. I love the moment where everything's just quiet and they're evacuating everyone, and the like kind of like unsettling, slightly unnerving music is just playing in the background, and like everything suddenly stops, and Deku hears the first user's
Yeah,
words.
he's coming.
The
Like, he's coming,
stoplight,
bro.
dude.
You gotta get
He's
out of here.
coming. You gotta get out.
Schmoove, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shmoo. That's just so
I got
scary.
I got like shivers when I was watching that. I was like, oh shit, it begins.
Just the
Yeah.
simple thing of him stuck on the crosswalk with the light changing to signify
Mm-hmm.
like, boom, go.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
get the fuck
what,
out.
what a great touch to that scene. And
Yes.
like you said, the minimal choice of music, just building up this atmospheric dread as
Mhm.
everything crumbles to ash.
Yeah. Also, the music really good this season.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. All the new
The-
tracks, all the reintroductions of old tracks, there's no weird misplaced music so far. Like,
Yeah.
like fucking Katsuki versus Izuku playing over fucking Mirio. But,
Oh
you
my
know.
God, yes.
I remember that. Jesus.
No,
Yeah, it's just
all
also just like
thematically appropriate.
also just like this is another thing that like is being brought up again, no spoilers, but like leading into the whole idea of like, oh yeah, by the way, the hero system is really corrupt, you know, like they are just as bad as the villains. Which is what Dabby
Dabby.
Huh?
Yo, not Dabby.
Huh?
Oh
See,
my gosh.
what I like about like the hero system being corrupt thing is that it's not like The Boys where like the heroes are just pieces of shit. Like no, the heroes are
Yeah.
like genuinely trying to be like good people and help
Mhm.
help out, but it's just like kind of the system that sort of like the legal like system that sort of like fucks over people and makes villains.
The commercialization and like overall ignorance of outside problems and
Mhm.
just trying to feed them into one specific umbrella causes people like the League of Villains to be created, where as soon as there's somebody born with a not so okay quirk, what do? Throw them away.
Because
Yeah.
literally,
Ignore.
like this with Twice's death, like Twice is just a guy. Like let's be so honest, Twice is just a guy, and he's really broken and mentally ill. And like
Mhm.
these are the people that like accepted him, and he felt accepted. Toga is a teenage girl who cannot help like what's a part of her quirk, which is that she likes to drink blood. Like she cannot help that. Like that's literally just it. The whole man, not to bring it up, but like the whole thing with Twice and Hawks was so fucking sad. Like it's just like
Oh, yeah, shout out to the dub, because like the dub cast
yeah.
did really good in that scene.
Absolutely.
I love the dub so much. I think
Me too.
everyone's like grown into their roles really well.
They have.
Very excited for them to get to these following episodes that we were discussing, because
Yeah.
I already know with the new voice direction from Eric Vale and the voice change from the manga being put into here, it's going to be crazy. Just
Yeah.
seeing that him on the phone over the rubble with Makia is gonna be I can't wait.
Also, shout out to Mount Lady's huge fucking ass.
Huge fucking ass.
Just
Or Koshi
Strong.
when he hasn't drawn her ass.
There's been a lack of estrogen lately. I must correct this.
We need more girl ass.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh.
Not,
Is that it
not
for this
Shiggy
episode?
Stealing, not
Yeah,
Shiggy stealing the spotlight from like every other character in this episode, though.
No,
Pretty
right?
much. Yeah.
I'm
It
the
was-
main character.
Well, that was
It
the
was
whole episode.
very
It's just
good.
everyone reacting to
To
him.
him.
True.
Uh-huh.
All eyes on me, bitches.
Yeah.
Everything was good. It was just a really good adaptation, and like the atmosphere that they set in the anime was
Yes.
good.
Could not be happier with how
Yeah.
they did this.
Yeah.
I love this show.
It makes
It's
me
been-
happy when it's done right.
It's
Uh-huh.
been so fucking good. But
Mhm.
yeah, episode 118, certified banger.
Mhm.
Any other extra thoughts on the thrill of destruction?
Nah.
Not
Nope.
that I could necessarily think of. I think what they're doing now is just it perfectly segues into this following episode. So I'm glad that we're doing the double
Yeah.
feature.
Mhm.
Right.
Double feature.
Because episode 119, this is episode 5 of season 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 5, season 6, or season 6, episode 5.
6.
Episode 119 picks up right where the last one left off, with
Yep.
Shigaraki's telling Gigantomachia, yo, let's destroy everything. And then the next important scene is we cut to Toga, and she's like disguised as like the yellow hero guy that twice just like murdered that one episode, and
Mhm.
she is pissed. She's going around and she's like slicing
Yeah.
all like these like heroes' throats and shit, and she's just like going to town. And as this is happening, the ground beneath them crumbles, and you just see Gigantomachia's hand just like just thrust up into the air with like a really cool shot of like Toga like half de-transformed
Mhm.
in front of it.
Mhm.
After that, we go back to Shigaraki, and he starts hearing the voice of All for One in his head, and he's telling him like, "Yo, let's go get One for All.
Mhm.
That's the
Let's go
one
get 'em.
power. That's the
Let's go
one
get
power that I
McDonald's."
don't have, and I want real bad."
You know what you're gonna do today, Shigaraki?
Yeah.
So then, before Shigaraki can pretty much do anything, Endeavor shows up, and the fight begins. And Endeavor, he's like covering him in like blankets of like his hottest fire that he could ever like even muster. And Shigaraki is just completely regenerating like it's like nothing.
There's
Because
a crazy
flinching.
shot of his face like regenerating. It's so cold.
yeah, Shigaraki mentions like, I feel like I've had all of these powers since the day I was born.
Oh my
Like,
god.
it was just integrated into him. The fight happens for a little bit, and there's a really cool bit. If you, and I'm sure you have, if you've seen the second My Hero Academia movie,
Heroes Rising.
Heroes Rising, they all have the same title. Heroes
Yeah.
Rising.
It's true.
And the main villain of that, he also had like some All for One powers. He had like a shield, like yellow, like shield quirk that he could stack. Well, the anime version, they give Shigaraki that attack, which he didn't have in the manga. Which he like in the one scene, like someone compared it with the manga. In the one scene, he's just like holding his hand up and he's using like the air blast move that All for One has. But the anime version, no, they straight up just add like that movie attack, and it fits
Yeah.
so good.
It's so cool. Just little
Yeah.
additions like
Just a
that
nice
with this
comeback.
season are great little fan notices just to
Yeah.
add to his repertoire.
Especially because I love that villain from Heroes Rising. His name is Nine, by the way. Love that dude.
So Shigaraki's like, I'm after One for All, and it picks up on the like the little communication devices, and Deku's like, what? One for All? What do you mean? We then see the Wild Pussycats little house.
This
Yeah.
cute
Like,
ass, this cute
like
ass
little
house.
cute
Hard
baby,
cut to a completely different show for a second.
and then these
Yeah.
like really cute baby gamer setups with like little cat girl chairs. And we see Ragdoll. If you remember her, she was from the 3rd season, and she had the quirk where she could like see like that, I guess,
She
presence
can
of people.
search and find like weaknesses basically within
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
people.
So it kind of we introduced that because her quirk got stolen in that season, and it's shown off now that Shigaraki has it, and
Mhm.
he's using it to try and find Deku. He's trying to find One for All. So then after that, Deku is like, I gotta go. So
We gotta go.
he starts running towards Shigaraki with Bakugo tailing behind him.
Mhm.
And yeah, so Bakugo's like behind him, and Deku's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I gotta crush Shigaraki because they kidnapped me. That's the reason why I made All Might retire. Fuck that bitch. I'm gonna kill him.
Mhm.
So the fight continues back with Endeavor, but then Shigaraki like jumps up in front of Deku and Bakugo's face, and he's like, he's about to take one for all, and like we see Deku and Bakugo, they start to crumble in the dust, but then the last second, of course, Gran Torino comes and rescues him. And then the episode kind of really ends there because it just continues the fight. It's revealed that even with Aizawa using his eraser quirk to render Shigaraki powerless, Shigaraki is still as fast and as strong as All Might was.
Yeah, like even Endeavor is like, well, like that wasn't just his quirk. Like he's just that strong. Like they made a fucking, you know.
And Shigaraki pulls out that damn iPhone. I don't know how that thing wasn't destroyed when it was
not melted, not destroyed. That thing's a Nokia brick. Bro.
It's better than iPhone. An iPhone would be destroyed by now.
He calls up some surviving Nomu and says, "Kill all of the humans in sight," and that's where the episode ends.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
this like, what the fuck? Yeah.
is just as good, if not better, than the last one.
Oh yeah,
it's really good.
So many of my favorite Shigaraki moments and panels are animated with gusto and pride in this episode.
Yeah, there's no shame.
Like we said last time, Shigaraki is just like, he's cracked. Like he's literally like unstoppable.
I love it because you can see his pure power. Because at points he just jumps and boosts into the sky.
Yeah,
flies.
His fucking eyes are glowing. He's fucking like flying everywhere. He's on creative mode.
It's really funny because there's just a shot of him just like kind of almost standing while floating and flying away. And we're just joking. Oh, he's on creative mode, you know.
Different. Got the mods, bro.
He's got the mods.
There's a part where he like combines some like of the powers he has to like jam all of the communication devices.
Yeah, the shockwave and radio waves.
Yeah, there's like a really sick scene where like Deku and Bakugo are like swinging like Spider-Man through the.
Yeah.
Deku's
it's like a little mini like it's like a CGI thing where they're like swinging through the buildings and stuff. Which first of all, it looks like Deku and Bakugo are also CGI, but if they are, like they hit it pretty well. Like that sequence looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
Or of course you love Spider-Man.
Yeah, love Spider-Man. Put it anywhere he can.
I always love just seeing like whenever Deku becomes Spider-Man with that quirk. I just love it.
The scale of it, that's what I appreciated World Heroes Mission for, and this episode for, is whenever they do Black Whip swinging, it's not some like segmented little hallway thing. It's like there is a whole world that he is zipping around in, and it really makes you feel that adrenaline. And I guess before Shiggy steals the show again, I do want to bring notice of Bakugo's little moment here because I love it, and I think it's really underrated how it's just him kind of this is like one of his most normal conversations with him, and just do back him up, and he's like, yeah, I understand the struggle you're currently going through in terms of like your secret's about to come out. I'm the only one who knows. I'm gonna be right there for you, but also I'm not your little sidekick here. I'm getting my revenge. I can't let this guilt keep consuming me.
And I'm surpassing you too, so...
Yeah, and I'm gonna beat your ass.
I love Bakugo so much. He's such a good character, and I'm so happy about his progression.
I love it, just because, like, Deku and Bakugo, they both, like, motivate each other. They're both a driving force to each other.
They're such an interesting duo, like, they're just such an interesting duo, because, like, obviously Bakugo is, like, the rival character and whatever, but, like, they're in such an interesting position because of the fact that like they both looked up to All Might. They're both childhood friends. They're both in the same like field. And like now it's just like Bakugo knows this fucking shit going on, and like I don't know. I just think it's they're just like such a good duo, man. I don't know.
Shoutouts to Okamoto, by the way. That his vocal performance as Bakugo this episode, the whole show really is just perfect.
Oh yeah, I remember. I don't remember when this was, but didn't he have like a medical thing happen? Like he
I think it was like the beginning of season 5, he had like some sort of illness in like his throat,
Yeah.
Would make sense.
which makes sense because he's
Voicing
yeah.
Bakugo.
Like, bro, I do Bakugo's voice as much as Shigaraki's voice, and that's just going off of Clifford's. Okamoto is the most gravelly Japanese man when he does his Bakugo voice, and I pray for him every time I hear him. And the fact he's able to upkeep it for such a long running show is like, very, very commendable. Like, I think, like, we've already heard bits and pieces, but like Daiki, Okamoto, and Uchiyama are about to give like some of their best performances in the show.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
Mm.
for
I-
sure.
we're already. Shout out to also Dabi for Hiroshimono, also going to pop off. Like, there's some brilliant stuff here.
Yes. And what on the topic of VAs, like with the dub cast, I noticed when I was watching season 5 back then, I noticed just like how comfortable that they got with their voice acting with these characters.
Yeah.
You can like I noticed with Uraraka's VA, she sounds natural now with
Oh,
her
yeah.
completely.
Most of the cast just sounds really good now,
Yeah.
which I'm really happy about because like I really like the My Hero dub.
Me too.
And, like,
It's one of the best anime dubs out there, in my opinion.
is.
Like
Yeah.
every character, like for the most part, every single character is casted in such a
Pretty well.
accurate and great way. Or if not even like matching the Japanese, just doing something new and making it fit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, fucking twice as steam, Jesus.
Oh my god.
That made me so sad.
Like
My tears.
they didn't have to do it, but in season 5 when Shigaraki's like voice direction changes, and that's such a cool bit.
Yeah,
To pick up on something so minor in the manga as the text in the speech bubbles changing, which, you know,
Yeah.
I was waiting for, but the fact that they actually did it made me giddy, because that's such a minute attention to detail, and Colleen and Clifford and all the people that direct the dub do a fantastic job about that.
Yeah.
I can't hear really the difference in like Japanese performances, so I'm not sure if they like really did it for Shigaraki's voice in the Japanese version, but in
I don't think they really did, honestly.
It is there. It's more subtle than
Mhm.
the English version, and I know there's like also that language barrier to put in there. But
Yeah,
I,
that's
Of
as
course.
as someone who's listened to this an obsessive amount of times, there is a more confident, like breathy kind of sound to it, especially compared to the older clips.
Yeah.
So hearing that now is just, there's always this sense of tranquility and calm, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
to it.
this
And
dude has
it-
memorized Shigaraki's voice, I assume.
Uchiyama and Vale, I have religiously heard just hearing one of my favorite characters be brought to life, and I always will shout out to the vocal performances of both, because they're both fantastic in their own ways.
Yes.
I wonder if both English and Japanese, I wonder if the voice actors for Shigaraki like had any idea where their like role would go in the show.
Hmm.
Because again, in the start of the show, he's like this like scrawny ass whatever B-list villain that gets taken out in the first season, and then flash forward to now, he's quite literally the devil from the Bible.
I believe Uchiyama said something along the lines that he usually waits to catch up on like what the material is going to be covering till when did they get to it. So when it was like when they started MVA, I believe that's where he read MVA ahead before he started recording for the episodes to do his little research, and yeah, it shows.
I'm sure he was like,
Oh man.
God.
Yeah. Oh man. They didn't catch all of it.
Yeah, right. But hey, I mean, him and Hiroshimoto started being part of way more of like the promotional. Like, I still love, this is such a minor thing, but in one of the cons they did a few months back, they got like the whole League of Villains voice actor team from the Japanese, and they got to do an original skit that they wrote.
Oh, that's good. I love those.
Centered around MVA, and it was so good. It's canon in my mind. It's so good.
I've never heard of that. What's it about?
Okay, so it's basically about it's when they're like down bad and they're just going around to different random abandoned places, and they catch word of this old like mansion that has some rare stuff underneath, and they go on a treasure hunt together. They split up into little factions. Dobby and Spinner, or not Dobby and Spinner, Shigaraki and Spinner in the basement, and the way they find the secret like treasure of this house is like, oh, it's like a video game. It's like,
Of course.
It's like a video game.
they have
Gamer Shigaraki room.
they're like oh yeah, you know how in RPGs they usually have the switch hidden behind the painting? Let's do that. And it's super cute. They also fight a bear, like just a normal ass bear. And they're just like, well, how do we deal with the bear? Dobby tries to blow it up.
League of Legends. League of Villains
League of
versus a
Legends.
bear. League of Legends.
See, this is what happens. Shiggy in these new episodes. This is what happens when you stop playing League of Legends. You stop being
For
a gamer.
real.
Sorry, go ahead, Trev.
No, yeah, like Dobby tries to like just burn the shit out of it, but they're like, wait, no, you'll burn the treasure and the house. Like, all right, fine. So they just like have to peacefully manipulate the bear to leave. They can go home.
I'm just
but
imagining it in my mind.
Gaslighting a bear.
it's so funny, but they find out that like I guess that like old mansion was under the Liberation Army name, and it segues into the actual like them meeting Redestro and all that.
That's so
So-
funny.
I really recommend it. I'll have to find the Twitter thread. It's so cute.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you link this because I was like, this sounds so
Oh.
funny.
I'm totally gonna find it.
Mhm.
It's such a treat.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyways,
The League of Villains fighting a bear. It's just
Yeah, that's
That's
just a
such a-
bear.
who
Bear.
wins?
fighting the bear. They're just guiding it out of the house.
What I
A
imagine is just like Shigaraki's like, I could take him without my powers, and he just like punches him.
Your bear got hands.
With
Versus the League with prep time.
prep time.
God. See, this Shigaraki could kill the bear.
Oh
Not even
yeah,
matter.
no, he
Oh,
he
yeah.
wouldn't care.
Oh yeah, the bear can't hurt him.
100 bears.
But
Actually,
Yes.
he's got to use his gamer brain and guide it out.
Yeah, but like, yeah, good episode. Shigaraki's scary as fuck.
Yeah,
So
As
fucking
he
scary.
should be.
As he should.
actually, probably like all of the animals that are nearby that city are probably like, what the
They're
fuck is
dead
going
too.
on?
Oh, they're dead as hell.
They're dead as hell. Yeah. That
That's-
bear is now dead.
I just can't get over the fact that like his quirk has like it's upgraded to this level. Like not even like, oh, I touch a thing and it disappears. I touch the thing, anything that thing it's touching immediately gets like fucking dissipated. I'm just like
anything that's
"Whoa."
connected to it.
Yeah.
They're-
And this is a detail that's cut out in the anime for some reason.
Oh,
So in the manga, there's in the Redestro fight in My Villain, he does like that energy, like that Redestro does that giant energy ball attack. In the manga version of that fight, Shigaraki catches it in his hands and like dissipates the energy blast.
Yeah.
whoa.
But in the anime version, like it like fizzles out and they add this detail like, oh, he touched my hand before I launched it, so therefore I couldn't fire it off. Like, why did they change that?
I don't know.
Because it's so cool that he just decays energy. Like,
I
that's
guess
so
they feel the need to
raw.
explain it. They were like, "Oh, this is why that happened, guys."
But yeah, there's no I don't know what happened in season 5M because season 6, like you said it before, Trev, like there's been no cuts and no changes. There's only been additions.
Yeah.
Only additions and even little minute stuff like the 9 shield and stuff like that. Like it's like they care again. And I
Yeah.
think just them hyper focusing on this and not a movie or supplementary project is helping with that. Obviously, I
Did-
can't
I
say
mean, to
that
be
for
honest
fact,
with you, though,
but
like they might be making another movie because they always make another movie. But
they always make another movie.
I think because the fact that we're out of like, there's no COVID complications, or at least the complications aren't as bad anymore, and
Yeah.
also like they have all the movie staff working right now, so like
I think they've got like shit figured out now after
mhm.
that whole circumstance.
I still don't even know where a movie 4 could take place in the timeline.
make a villain
real.
movie.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Me too. Me too.
I was gonna ask you about that because like Seth has talked about this idea of a My Villain movie,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I thought it would be cool if like they did Deku and Shigaraki team up to fight another guy.
Oh, you were after my own heart.
or just like a League of Villains solo thing. I
Yeah.
still don't know where it would appear in the timeline though.
My two ideas for a League movie were, well, one, that the team up, like this isn't over, I'll come back for you. But
Yeah.
I also, that once again where that skit took place, like the down bad era of the League, I think is a really good time to like explore miscellaneous side adventures.
That would be fun. Like you would have to make but you'd have to make a movie where you're gonna obviously you want to have like the grand finale for like the cinematic experience, but then you can't, because of where it's placed, you can't have it like be too grand. Otherwise, it makes the Redestro fight look not as grand in comparison.
Also,
Which is
depending on what happens, you'd have to retcon it and be like, oh, that's not a thing.
It was
To
a
be-
dream.
To be fair,
Or no, like in fucking Heroes Rising, where Bakugo got all for one, and at the end, they fucking
I forgot.
I forgot.
Like, to be fair, yeah, like Heroes Rising did not care because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
supposedly
It didn't
after MVA, and bro, Shigaraki's supposed to be in a tube, but this man's just chilling in his Dante cosplay.
Actually-
like,
Actually, I'm gonna put my nerd glasses on right now. It is specifically, it's after MVA, right? But it's before Shigaraki is put in a tube, because I don't remember if this is in the anime version, but they're talking to the doctor, right? And he's like, "Hold on, before we go through with any of this, I got one last mission for you." And like it's implied that one last mission before his upgrade is the transporting 9 for the beginning of
you're
the movie.
right. You
Yeah.
are correct. I remember that now, which it
see.
still makes me angry because his hair's supposed to be white there. But whatever.
I still want an OVA of the bear.
That
Yeah,
would-
Shenanigans.
I did
that-
find the skit. So-
Yes. Also, this fucking screenshot of tiny Deku Bakugo you posted in the chat.
Yeah, I see
Just
that.
these little kids.
These little
man.
fellas.
I cannot wait to see these two fucking fight it out because, like, again, like Deku and Bakugo, they're just like an unmatched duo. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's true. Man, yeah, no, that would be the time frame I make a villain. Either one of those movies is that period, the Heroes Rising period, if that's what they're gonna go with. Like you can have a couple one last missions, you know. We can filler it up.
Oh, by the way, before all this happened, there was one more thing.
Yeah, there just happened to be another
Whoever
super big like copy of a series villain.
I think Horikoshi would be the fucking greatest author of all time if at the end of the series Deku is done telling this story, because it's apparently him telling a story, and the person he's telling it to is like, wait, when did this 9 guy show up?
And he's like, okay, so basically,
Well, it was before this, but after that, and it's like, but a little bit before.
Honestly, a little bit foggy, but I believe it was around this point. It wasn't really specified. What do you mean you lived it? What do you mean?
Oh, I think the dementia is hitting.
how'd you get all this shit from the villain's perspective? You weren't even there.
Let's not. I mean, I fought a dude called Flecked Turn. I don't think I have any high standards anymore.
I think you made that up. I did not make that up. I think you made all of this up.
And he was like blue emo and like he was like an incel. It was a really weird thing.
Mr.
Going on.
Smiley.
Stop. Have you seen the OVA, by the way?
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
both OVAs. Those are
Good,
hilarious.
good.
They're really good.
And Endeavor cracking up and Bakugo cracking up made me
Yeah.
lose it.
I
That
love
was
that.
really funny, and Todoroki laughing too. It was really
Oh,
funny.
the way David like has to hide his laughter in
He's
the
like-
dub.
Mm.
It's so cute.
That shit made me fucking. You got me, bro. You really
Got me.
Oh my gosh. Those OVAs are real good.
Ah,
They
yeah,
are-
go
they're
watch
fun.
that too.
I
The-
thought the
go-
season 5 OVAs were a lot better than season 4's.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because it's not just them going into random training site and getting stuck and then coming out. It's an
Yeah.
actual
Yeah, there's
thing.
like a story.
And the animation was good too in both of them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they went off with like Shishido, Lion Guy, for like no
Yeah.
reason.
Like, what crack are they smoking right now?
The only weird part was like there's one part I remember where they made like Tetsu built like a cube.
Oh, yeah.
His proportions are all out of whack.
Cute.
But
Minecraft.
otherwise, it
Minecraft,
looked
man.
great. No, for real, literally built like Steve.
It was.
I also
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
fun.
I want to like bring up like just one thing that Gran Torino says like during the end is like what's the point of this oversaturation of heroes when it
Mhm.
comes to
Oh.
like
If
having
we
everyone
can't take down one guy,
to team up and take down Shigaraki altogether.
Yeah.
but it's like,
Which
I don't know. You kind of fueling his fire by that line.
Yeah.
This might not work out in your favor.
You've only proven my point.
Right.
because you can tell the biggest heroes are like, yes, this is very oversaturated, and there's something that could be better.
They even, as much as I hate to admit it because I don't like the arc at all, the provisional license exam points out that Hero Society, after All Might's retirement, has gone for quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because All Might's gone, we need to train as many people as possible.
The All
And-
Might era and its consequences.
I was
Well-
gonna say just the thematic choice of the first person Shigaraki fights is the current number one, which is Endeavor, and we've seen how much he's grown from season 4 onward
Mhm.
of his arc, and the fact that he's just useless against him, it, like, really paints that picture. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, Endeavor's like our big dude, like that is the guy, but
Yeah, we've never seen Endeavor like lose before. Like
no.
he struggled. He struggled a lot in that one season 4 episode, but he
Yeah.
ultimately came up on top.
Like,
but
he wrecked high end, and he was putting his all in that. And just see this untouched. Man has his eyes open in the fire. I can't
Yeah.
even keep my eyes open when I swim. This man's built different.
Right. I don't like get the water in my eyes.
It's so hot. I can't see nothing.
Yeah, like it's shit's about to go down. Like I'm trying to say it in a way that doesn't like spoil shit later on, but just like shit's about to go down.
Like
Mhm.
you could already see the amount of schmixing my man Tomura is doing.
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
Good job, Tomura.
Yeah, just with every he literally going off of his daddy right now, because with every time that he's backed into a corner, he's like, haha, I thought of that ahead. It's like, oh no, you're beating my ass? You're using a razor? Nomu. Have fun.
Yeah.
No move.
it's the line "kill every human in sight."
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So it
Just
just
kill
puts him
everyone,
on
dude.
Not
that.
every hero.
Every
Every
human.
Every human, it puts him on that godlike pedestal. He's like he's using the word human.
Mhm.
As if
Mere
he is-
mortal.
As if he is not. Like
Yes, smile he does, by the way.
I always
love that
I love
smile.
I love how calm most of the time Shigaraki is. He's just like he's always collected, and at least at the moment, he's like just fully collected and is like, you can't fucking beat me, little bitches.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, can we
like,
talk about Endeavor's like he uses the prominence burn, but he also does the hell spider like whip thing at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Endeavor's moves always get me hype, but just seeing that and the way that it does nothing, like
Yeah.
it's one of
Like, it
it's a
doesn't-
part of the intro that I really appreciate too. Like the fact that like the usual fighting the sky trope with Hinamuki
Mhm.
is turned on its head because it's a POV. Like you are Shigaraki, they're throwing all of your moves at you,
I
and it's
thought you were
doing
about to
nothing.
say you are the sky.
No. They are fighting you. No, like because I noticed that, it was like, wait, this is a really interesting take on this. Wait, oh my god, are we Shiggy in this scene? That's cool.
Am I the bad guy?
Am I the bad guy?
I like how nerdy he is too, because like with Aizawa, he's like, he's so cool.
Yeah,
You're
the
so cool,
callback.
Eraserhead.
You're still pretty cool, Eraser.
Also, like, fun little fact, when we were watching this, you did that voice, like, while we were watching it, and I genuinely thought like, it was Joe!
Legit.
Even though
felt
it's in
so
Japanese, I was like,
flattered.
huh?
I felt so flattered. I was just pulling stuff out.
He was just being silly.
I'm just being a little quirky, this little quirked up white boy.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I have one thing though.
one.
Poyo, you said
What?
this about Shigaraki's latest character visual, and I quote, "He's getting turned into a slushy today." End of quote. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
Like I haven't
Whatever-
even said something like that. I need to know.
Whatever you want it to be.
Interpretive fiction.
Yes.
He's getting
Whatever
turned into a slushy today.
Yeah, I'm putting him into a blender.
Okay.
Not the scrumdiddlyumptious.
Oh my god.
Also, one more thing. We mentioned this earlier, but did y'all see that fucking sketch of Endeavor?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Come on, Horikoshi, come on, please don't do that. I don't
I
need.
I swear
That might
on
go
my
in the thumbnail. I'm not sure. It
No.
might-
I swear on
No.
my Yeezys, if we do not get art like that for Shiggy next episode, I'm going to riot.
I'm going to his
Horikoshi
house.
just starts posting thirst traps of his character.
Yeah.
He's done it. He's
I
done two
mean-
so far.
If he
Like-
does one for Dobby, I will go to that man's house.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh, you're right. We need that one too.
No, we
That
don't.
one too.
We don't.
Yes,
We don't.
Yes, we do. Yes, we fucking do.
We gotta fill up the
Please.
lineup. Okay, listen. He knew. Like, he drew that panel in season 2 of Shiggy with like the most disturbing Junji Ito face ever, and was like, you know what? I think I know why they haven't been reading the manga. The villain isn't sexy.
He's
we need
not
to
pretty
change
enough.
that.
We need
Let's-
the Bishonification of this ugly ass dude.
The
That's another
yassification
thing.
of Shigaraki.
That's another thing. The more the character development they get, the prettier they are.
They get.
True.
You're right, because
No.
Endeavor used to be
Nice,
mad
Shigaraki.
ugly. And
He
like,
was.
yeah, no, Bakugo, Shiggy, Dobby, and Endeavor, my top 4, they all used to be nasty crusty, and now they're making them pretty in
Now
every
they got
episode
glow
they in.
ups. Now they got glow ups.
Nasty crusty.
I mean,
Nasty,
Shiggy's
crusty,
still crusty,
ugly.
but you know,
Yeah, it's
But
Now
in,
he's like-
in the best
I was
way.
like buff and shit.
yeah.
My taste in men is ruined.
My taste in men was already really fucking weird, so like, you know, whatever.
Being Anna gay
Whatever.
has its perks.
What I will say, I will not fall for Endeavor. I don't care how much. I don't even care if that
Me
dude
neither.
draws his ass. Draws a butt ass naked.
I will not fall for Endeavor. I will not fall for All for One. I will not fall for anyone.
No, bro, the man's literally a thumb. You can't fix him, okay?
I don't care how much you try. You can't.
I don't
No,
care how much
legit.
you try, Horikoshi. I know what's happening
cannot.
right now.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Oh yeah.
Hey, is Horikoshi trying to tell us something?
I think it is.
Do you have issues? I think you do.
Oh,
If you know, you know. But if you,
You know how-
don't, it's fine.
you
You'll
know how
find
many
out.
characters got daddy issues in this show? Of course he has problems.
No, right? No,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Horikoshi has father problems. Not to
He
this
does.
extent, but like, you know.
He's
women
got some.
go to therapy. Men
Yeah.
make manga.
Men make manga. Yeah, but like, nah. I was just like, you cannot make me think Endeavor is hot. Like, I'm not gonna.
What do you mean he's on fire?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but
You're fine. He's just a fire user.
anyways,
I was expecting this route.
yes,
Well.
absolutely.
My hero is back.
Yeah.
My hero is back. Like
remember when
episodes are
this-
exciting again.
Yes.
I remember when the season started, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give it like 3 episodes.
3
before I-
episodes.
and I have not been proven wrong.
No,
Mm-hmm.
me neither.
It's so good.
I was doubting it, but I'm blown away.
I was
doubting
skeptical
it
as
when
well.
I saw the character renders come out, like because they looked really lame.
And you're like,
like they just looked very low quality, and then they did that to Shoto's costume, and that was Ugo. And
no.
it's like, I don't know, but they're making me eat my words.
Yeah, it's been
Very
it's-
good bunch of episodes.
Thank you,
Dude.
Studio Bones.
Thank you so
they're-
much.
They're
I will
giving
never
me
doubt you
gently.
again.
I will never doubt you again unless
unless you
fumble.
fuck up next arc.
Yeah. Which
Oh,
in
yeah.
that case,
You can't fuck that one up either.
yeah,
No.
you know, I feel like after this point, like, this is where the shift happens. Like, this is where everything fucking
can't fumble.
changes.
no,
You cannot
no
fumble.
more training, no more school happy times. It just go. It's zoom zoom.
Yeah.
That was like, I guess not my problem. It was an issue that I saw a lot from like kind of like outside like hardcore My Hero like manga reader like enjoyers, where it's like
Enjoyers is a
the
strong
show-
word.
the
You
show
know
is
our
so kiddie.
community.
It's so like baby, you know, and it kind of
Yeah,
had that
shit.
rep for a while as like
Especially with the censorship.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like what were people saying on Twitter earlier like a few months ago, like
It's trying to be season 1. What were
My-
you saying?
My Disney Academia,
My Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Academia.
Mass Clubhouse.
Rinky dinky ass
It-
show.
My roommate literally put my Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on my door, like in sticky notes.
No. That's kind of funny though.
It was.
Oh my god.
I feel like people be underestimating My Hero in some aspects. It's just like we're past that now.
Yeah.
We're
They
past
absolutely are.
the fun times. We're past the goofy little whatever. It's like we're past that now.
This is Horikoshi's peak right now.
It's so sad because I figured out the equation. Like it's all Provisional's fault because everybody
is
was hyping
Provisional
up My
License
Hero.
fault.
Honestly,
like,
yeah.
Everyone was
Mhm.
hyping up My Hero. It was the talk of the town, #1 anime in America and everywhere else. And as soon as you went from the high of All Might versus All for One, and you switched to this really long, boring training arc about throwing balls at each other, then
That is actually
everybody fell off. And by the time it came back and it was cool again, everybody already moved on. So now
Yeah.
nobody watches it.
I think biggest problem with Provisional License, like it's bad. But the biggest problem isn't even that it's bad. It's the problem is that it's important too.
Yeah, like there's
Yeah.
important things that happen during that arc, like with fucking like Toga and like some other like there's stuff.
Like I said, that's the
there.
arc that sets up the whole the whole oversaturation thing with the quantity
Mhm.
over quality. It's the Toga fucking as Kimi reveal. It's fucking
Yeah.
Deku utilizing different aspects of his powers using his
Deku
kicks.
figured out
Yeah.
his legs.
But then you got shit like, oh, Chocolate likes him. Ugh, move
Or-
on.
Or you got shit
Move
like
on.
Todoroki and Inasa having a actual Saturday morning cartoon argument.
That was kind of cute though. Whatever. I like the new characters they brought in though.
Inasa's fun, but like the plot line he got wrapped up in is a tragedy. I hate Shindo. Oh my god, I hate
You
Shindo.
don't like Shindo?
I
Damn.
despise Shindo.
This is a turning point. Fangirls. You gotta give them a break. You can't,
No.
you can't come after him.
He does not deserve to be over Shigaraki, the popularity poll.
Okay, for those who don't know, My Hero has the manga has these character popularity polls like every 100 or so, like every 50, 75 chapters or so. For some reason, Shindo, the earthquake guy from the provisional license exam,
With like the black eyes, yeah.
got like third or fourth place. And you're like, oh wow, what did he do? Is he so like important later? No.
He's just a guy.
He never showed up again.
MVA, the war arc, everything that comes after, all of this development for this character, brilliant execution of Shigaraki. Oh, well, I can vibrate the ground, and I look like E-boy Deku. Why?
I had to look him up because I didn't know who the fuck he was.
I remember.
And here's the thing, right?
Now because of my hatred.
Here's the thing, right? He doesn't show up, but he does show. Okay, in the future he will show up again for like a chapter, right?
A single
like,
chapter,
like
and you know why they brought him back? Because of the poll.
Because of the poll, I think. And if by any chance someone who is more ingrained in the Japanese side of this fandom, please explain to me, is he like a meme over there?
I think they just like him. I think
it is a meme though, because there is a piece of trivia on his page that says he enjoys internet trolling. So I believe that he's just a meme.
I think he might be the Glup Shido of the My Hero Academia cast.
It's Glup Shido.
Is it because he's hot?
Over in Japan, they're just like, oh my god, it's Glup Shido. Oh my god.
Shigaraki's hotter! I don't understand!
I need you to be honest. I need you to be honest.
When he came out, I thought he was cute, but like he didn't really stand out all that much to me.
Is it because he can vibrate?
Dip Shitterton.
He's just a guy. He's just a guy.
Personally, in terms of characters that were introduced that season, I like the Wind guy better. And Cammy.
And Nasa and Cammy were better.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
They were fun.
But are they third and fourth place? In the entire
cast? Are they really worth top 10 status?
Are they really?
Shindo didn't even. It's so strange because he didn't even appear.
No,
like this was like 200 chapters after his like relevance.
Oh yeah,
they conducted this poll during the content we're seeing now. Why?
They're like, what? You know what would be real funny? This fucking character hasn't shown up in years.
Horikoshi just saw that poll, the results. He was like, what? Huh?
Man's literally fighting tooth and nail against all of the public stigma around villain characters in Japan to make Shigaraki a notable, likable antagonist. He is literally sweating buckets over this. It almost risked him his career having him be the main character for 22 weeks. And yet, this random vibrate guy he made on a whim, probably taking a shit one day, is the 9th most popular character?
It's been a while since I've heard someone have such a vitriol hate for such an inconsequential character.
It's like the opposite of an Ethan character.
I was fine. We could coexist for a while, but when I saw that, he spit on me.
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I guess I have one more question for you, Trev. Like just before you wrap it up, like aside from Shigaraki, like who are your like your top faves?
All right, I'll go. I will tell you my top 10 as it stands currently.
Okay.
Twice, Amajiki, Mirio, Shoto, All Might, Deku, Endeavor, Bakugo, Dabi, Shigaraki.
That's a goated list.
Yeah.
That's a goated list.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
With the like A tier characters not being too far behind. So
was Shindo at 11?
Shindo,
Yeah,
let
you're
me
big.
look on my tier list here. He is at anything lower than 5 out of 10. He is right next to Mineta, in fact.
Oh my god. Shout out
Oh,
to
y-
Mineta.
He is below Kotaro.
Have we gone a whole My Hero Academia podcast without bringing up Mineta?
Because he hasn't even been in like he showed up a
no,
few times.
he
He hasn't
got
been
like
doing shit.
he got castrated, dude.
He did. If anything was, if you took anything away from season 5, is that he is horny no more.
No more.
They
Horny
dehorned
no
him.
morny.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I have Shindo below Kotaro Shimura, the literal abusive father of my favorite character.
Oh my
Because
god. I have
personally,
beef
I
with
believe
you.
I personally believe Shindo abused him harder in the fact that he ruined his reputation.
That's so crazy. So crazy. That's so crazy. I will say having Amajiki be a top character is really good. I love him.
Bro, that one was personal. That character came out and I literally had a sea of people go, "He just like you for real, for real." So
Aw.
I was like, "Oh my, I love him."
He's very good.
Yeah, this episode was just really good.
Yeah.
There's
great
Once
shit.
again,
Phenomenal.
watch out for Amajiki later this show. I don't know if
Oh.
this season, but watch out.
Aaron Dismute, come back. I miss you.
I miss you. Please come back, baby girl. I miss you.
We got his centaur thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. We did see that.
And then the leave me alone.
Leave
yeah.
me alone.
But I have pretty much exhausted my thoughts on 119 and
I'm
118.
spent.
Oh yeah, the overall final review, excellent adaptation of all of these events. Couldn't be happier with the direction. I feel confident in My Heroes anime again, which I
Me too.
haven't been able to say
Yes.
for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
There are moments where I'm like, is this Jujutsu Kaisen? Like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's that well
Literally.
animated sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nappa ain't the only ones.
I cannot wait for the future of this show because
neither. This
future-
isn't even the craziest.
it's not. There's stuff that's happening now in the manga I can't wait to see.
Oh yeah.
But
What?
yeah, oh
Oh no, I'm just saying. How about that keyword?
Oh yeah.
that's right. Let's see. Thank you for reminding me because I almost forgot.
Thank you, Micah. You're such a good.
We got
Let's
caught up
see.
in the sauce.
Show.
Let's see. For the keyword this episode, let's just go with something simple. Let's go with all for one. Put all for one at the top of your comment, hit indent, and leave whatever you want to say, your thoughts on the episode, your corrections of any stupid shit we say, any commentary on our jokes, whatever.
Yeah.
Discourse about characters you don't deserve.
If you're the biggest Yoshindo fan, then I will gladly go hand to hand with you in an Agni Kai.
But
yeah,
yeah,
sound off in the comments.
leave in your comment all for one, and next episode at the beginning we will randomly select a comment with that keyword in there. It's got to be in there, and we'll read it here on the show.
Mm-hmm. By the way, next week there will not be an episode. Because
won't be?
Well, I mean an episode of our podcast. Seth,
that's
you could
right.
say.
That's right. There will not be a UA Anime Club episode next weekend. And I know we just had a big break, but we got to have another one because I will be flying across the entire country all the way to Georgia, and I will be at Sonic and Sega Fan Jam with people. So I don't know, I might film some stuff. I might not. I thought I was going to film stuff for Sonic Revolution last month, and I didn't.
Oh well.
But if that's something you'd like to see, leave that in that little comment with your little keyword. Or not, because I'd already be back. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so it wouldn't even matter.
Follow the
matter.
socials to keep up with the coverage.
Exactly. But before we end it off, TrevZed, my
Yes.
friend, thank you very much for joining us for our little, I think maybe an hour and a half. This might
Yeah, I
be
was
a lot.
about to say this is the longest. But it was so
Yeah.
much fun. Thank you for coming on
Yeah,
the
thank
show.
you.
Dude,
Great.
I loved this. This was exactly what I needed. I loved being a part of this. Thank you for the invitation. I love getting to geek out about this show, especially with equal-minded, cultured individuals.
Yeah.
So it felt like a flash to me. Like this was fantastic. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, of course. And you're welcome to come back at any time.
Mhm.
Oh, gladly.
Except not next episode, because fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
And if you have any more beef that you've got with Shindo, feel free. You know.
Yeah.
I'll
Leave in the
I'll have
comments.
I'll have his epitaph next episode.
more Shigaraki thirst tweets, whatever you have.
you can calm me down with more like Shiggy. I'll ease up a bit. But as soon as I hear that green bastard,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But I guess it's time to wrap up, isn't it?
Mhm.
I suppose it is.
So this has been the UA Anime Club podcast. Thank you all so much for listening in. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, share it with your friends, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified whenever UA Anime Club episodes come out, as well as when other Figure 8 content comes out. Subscribe, or I guess follow TrevZed on Twitter, on what other things you got?
I got a YouTube. I don't use it much. I got a Twitter. Honestly, you know what? No, I'm not gonna give it to you. You have to hunt for me. Look for me.
If you want it, you
subscribe
find
to Adrenaline Dubs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
My
very
very
good, very
talented
good team of
friends.
people.
My very talented friends in the covering the most recent arcs, and hey, I'll get to voice again. It's been a while.
Oh yeah. And for your comment, maybe find out what Poyo meant by turning him slushy. You know.
Yeah, please give me your best interpretation of that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that.
And
All right.
we'll see you next adventure.